Ladies and gentlemen, welcome this evening to our Illinois ACAC Virtual College Fair. Thank you for participating. For all those that are in attendance, your cameras will be turned off and your microphones will be muted. You can interact with the representatives of the universities through the Q&A button below. This is being recorded. You can certainly rewatch it later. And if you do ask questions towards the end and they don't get answered, the representatives will get that information emailed to them and can follow up with you accordingly. So without further ado, we will start off with Arizona State University.
All right, thank you, Jeff. Let me get my screen share here. All right, hopefully you all can see this. Good evening, my name is Jessica Lang and I am a Midwest Regional Coordinator here at Arizona State University. Thanks for joining us this evening. A little bit about ASU. This is our ASU charter. ASU is a comprehensive public research university. We are measured by not by whom it excludes, but whom it includes and how they succeed. So essentially, ASU breathes inclusivity, breathe access, we breathe support, we breathe diversity. We have over 14,000 international students here at Arizona State University. So a lot of students find and make their mark within their freshman year at ASU. We are a large research, top tier 1 research-based institution. Within that, with all of our campuses combined, even with our online education, we have close to over 100,000 students. So we are a large beast and we're really, really proud about all of the educational opportunities that we provide here at ASU. These are just some quick facts with Arizona State University. We are #1 in the United States for innovation. So I don't know if any of you have been to campus, but you see this buzzword all over the place. You see it on our charter buses around campus. You see it on billboards as innovation. How are we #1 in innovation in the country? How we're ranked is it's the way that technology has evolved and how ASU is in the hub of that. So one example is actually ASU developed the first saliva-based COVID test, and we have them for all of our students on our campus. So that's just one way of how innovation really stands out here at Arizona State University. We're also ranked in the top schools for our first year experience. So that first year is such a big process and it's such a big deal when coming in and as far as our retention goes. So we are highly ranked for our first year experience program as well. So a little bit about kind of the Phoenix metro area. Those of you who are in the Midwest, where I am at as well, I'm located in Chicago. I do get to go out to campus about 5 times a year, but we are in the Phoenix metro area, which is the 5th largest city in the country. We're home to many Fortune 500 companies. Actually, Zoom, one of the headquarters is in Phoenix. That is new to the Phoenix metro area. But we have 4 campuses, which I will touch on here shortly. But you just fly into Phoenix and our Tempe campus is about 10 or 15 minutes from the airport. Average temperature of 75 degrees, tons of outdoor activities, so much to do not only on but off campus, of course, Pac-12 athletics. Also, Scottsdale, which is only about 10 minutes from the Tempe area, is ranked #1 place in the country to find a job in the United States. And again, you're only 10 minutes from there. Mayo Clinic is there. We have a lot of big hospitals in the Phoenix metro area, downtown Phoenix. We also do have shuttles that connect all of our campuses. So if you are at our Polytechnic campus and would like to take a class at our Tempe campus, you would be able to do that hopping on one of our shuttles. So again, lots of opportunities, and there's a light rail that connects our Tempe campus to downtown as well. So again, in the hub of a big metropolitan area, which is great. So depending on your major will depict on what campus you go to. Our Tempe campus is our largest campus with over 50,000 students, Pac-12 athletics. You can see Mount A in the background there in the bottom. Over 400 different majors and minors, some unique majors, our sustainability major, our College of Business is home to our Tempe campus. And then we have our downtown Phoenix campus, which is home to our nursing major. We have one of the top ranked journalism programs in the country, our criminal justice program. So those are some unique majors as well. That campus has about 11,000 students. Our Polytechnic campus, it has about 6,000 students, and this is in the Glendale kind of Mesa area. Go Cubs for you Chicago fans out there. And this campus, again, has about 6,000 students. Some popular majors here. This is a great campus students who love to take things apart, analyze it, and put it back together. So engineering, business, aviation. And this is actually on an old Air Force base. So students can, be in the class at one time and walk on out on the tarmac in the same day. Our West Campus is our smallest campus with about 5,000 students. So think big school opportunity with a small school feel. So big, kind of a liberal arts type feel university, or campus. And again, depending on what your major is, will depict on which campus you do go to. We have a large community. Each campus is self-sustaining and do have their own housing, have their own groups and organizations, honors programs, a little bit of everything. And you're housed by your major, which is great. As far as kind of our application process, we are on the Common Application, ASU Application, and Coalition. These are our admission requirements listed here. We are a test optional school. We've always been test optional. But as you can see, you need to meet the 16 core competencies on the left, and then one of the following on the right for our admission. This is called our assured admission requirements. Once you are admitted into ASU, we do have scholarships available depending on where your academic profile is at. As far as visit options, we are open for campus visits, which is great. So you're able to come to campus and see if ASU is going to be the right fit for you. We also do have some virtual sessions as well for you to attend to hear more about our top rank honors program, transferring to ASU, any specific things about your major. Those would be other sessions for you to attend virtually. If you have any questions, again, my name is Jessica Lang. I will be on the Q&A. I'd be happy to answer any of your questions. Thanks so much, and go Sun Devils.
Thanks, Jessica. Appreciate that. And yes, a reminder to the attendees, you can ask questions to the universities at any time, to any of them, through the Q&A session below. Next up, we have the University of Colorado in Denver.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So my name is Alex Slaughter, and I am the out-of-state admissions counselor here at CU Denver. And I'm super thankful to be able to kind of be going over University of Colorado Denver. So we are located right in the heart of downtown Denver. So kind of like ASU, we're right in the hub of, metropolitan area. We're a pretty middle-sized school. So we have about 11,000 students. So we're not too big, not too small, kind of right there just in the middle. Our average class size is about 27. Our student to faculty ratio is about 17:1. So definitely a lot of opportunities there. Kind of with being in a downtown setting, some kind of really cool resources that are available to students is our career services and our experiential learning. These are really kind of what CU Denver is most known for. We have tons of contacts kind of all over Denver and the metropolitan area for students to get part-time jobs, to get internships, to really kind of, prepare themselves as they're coming up, especially when they're getting close to graduating, to be able to kind of really have their resume fully, looking awesome. With our global education, that's our study abroad office, and we are looking to kind of revamp that and start it again in 2022. So we're really excited about that coming down. Also, kind of something unique about CU Denver is we do have a partnership with the Anschutz Medical Campus. So kind of with the Anschutz Medical Campus, if you're interested in pre-med, nursing, kind of any of those medical fields, we do kind of have pathway programs. You get a pre-health advisor. We have learning communities for pre-med. We also have clubs. So biology is our #1 major here at CU Denver because of kind of our connection to Anschutz. We have a shuttle that goes back and forth between our campus and the medical campus. So if you're interested in, medical, it's a great place to kind of get those first few years of experience before going to medical school. We do have about 140 different degree programs. I'll kind of go through these pretty quickly. We have our College of Architecture and Planning. We are the only undergraduate architecture program in the state of Colorado. We also have our College of Arts and Media, which is also pretty unique here in Colorado. So it's our film program, our music, recording arts, music business, which has been ranked #10 by Billboard for best music programs in the nation. We also have our animation program out of there, which is a lot of our students actually work for Disney and Pixar once they graduate. With our business school, that's, kind of your typical business school, with entrepreneurship. We do have sports business, accounting. We have a 4+1 program for MBA. With our School of Education and Human Development, that's our teacher certification program. College of Engineering, Design, and Computing. So that is, kind of all of our mechanical engineering, civil, computer science, bioengineering. College of Liberal Arts and Sciences, that's kind of every other major that's been thrown in there. So, everything from political science, psychology, to physics, chemistry, biochemistry, English, philosophy, kind of all those are housed in there. And then finally, our School of Public Affairs. So that's our criminal justice, kind of law enforcement side, and then also public service, kind of public affairs if you're wanting to go into government. That's kind of the academic side. This is college. You want to have fun too. So we do have about 120 different student organizations, and they range from being major specific to also, being you just for fun. There's cultural clubs, religious clubs, there's a paranormal investigation club, tons of different options. With our student government, that they are very active. Not only are they active on our campus, but they actually lobby and are actually currently at the Capitol trying to make change in different legislation in Colorado. So our students definitely are leaders and activists. They're always out there kind of pounding the pavement. Students do make a difference at CU Denver. So students were behind Milo, our mascot. So about 8 years ago, we did not have a mascot. So students actually decided to, they voted on Milo for him to be the Lynx and for his name to be Milo, which is really cool. And then we also, the Wellness Center was a student idea as well. And so with that, students really wanted a place to hang out in between classes. And the Wellness Center was born. Kind of out of the Wellness Center, there's a rock climbing wall, swimming pool, hot tub, gym equipment. They also have tons of club sports, intramurals, and the adventure desk. So since all of you coming from Illinois, like the adventure desk, take advantage of it. They do tons of camping trips, hiking trips, ski trips, all kind of through there. We are in downtown Denver. So all of this is within walking distance of campus. So you can walk to 16th Street Mall, where there's every kind of restaurant known to mankind, tons of shopping. We are just catty corner to the Denver Performing Arts Center, which students do get discounted tickets to. We're also just across the street from Ball Arena, where the Nuggets, the Avalanche, and the Mammoth play. And students also get discounted tickets to those as well. Rockies is just like a 10-minute walk north. There's just so much fun to do. And with Union Station, it's kind of like the L train in Chicago. We have a very expansive light rail system that can kind of get you all over the Denver metro area. Then kind of going through our application real quick. So you can either go to our website or go to the Common App. We are on the Common App as well. Fill out the application. We do have a $50 application fee. And then all we need are your high school transcripts. And so we are accepting unofficial transcripts. Right now we are test optional for the class of 2021. Kind of like most other public schools in Colorado, we are waiting to hear on legislation if we're going to be test optional for the class of 2022, which we are very hopeful and optimistic that we will be test optional as well. We are on a rolling admission basis. So our deadline for fall of 2021 is July 31st. And then on August 1st is when the application will open for fall of 2022. So any juniors on this call, the application will open up for you August 1st. We are on rolling admissions. So basically kind of after you apply, once we get your transcript, normally it takes about 2 to 3 weeks. Our first round of decisions will go out in November. And then basically every 2 to 3 weeks after that, you will be able to get a decision. So it's a very fast turnaround. Like I said, I am the admission counselor that works with all of our out-of-state students. And so please feel free to reach out to me if you do have questions. We are open for in-person tours. They kind of open up every 2 weeks. So if you are planning a trip out to Denver, feel free to stop on by, say hi to us. We are offering those tours. And thank you so much for having me.
Thanks, Alex. Appreciate that very much. Next up, we have Rocky Mountain College of Art and Design.
All right. Good evening, everyone. Hello. My name is Juliet. I'm an admissions outreach counselor lead with Rocky Mountain College of Art and Design. We are also known as REMCAD. We slip an E in there, so it's REMCAD, REMCAD. These slides that I'm going to show you are going to be filled with examples of REMCAD student artwork, the community vibe of all of our small-sized institution. So we are the premier art and design school located in the Mountain West region outside of downtown Denver, Colorado. And REMCAD campus is beautiful with rich history. Established in 1963, our student body was founded on something more than academic excellence. Students take root here for the relentless support, innovation in both teaching and mentoring and operational excellence. Students come to REMCAD for an education, but they stay for the creative community. So much so that REMCAD Renew program is a return on the original investment, where our alumni can come back and take classes in their area of study for free to continue updating their technology skills and what have you. That's right, I said free. So listed are REMCAD's Bachelor's of Fine Art degrees and more. So from students learning how to bring drawings to life in animation and game art design to capturing moments, making photographs and photography, or building immersive sculptures that are 3D where people can walk through them. REMCAD offers a multidisciplinary range of education, and NASAD stands for the National Association of Schools of Art and Design, which is one of our accrediting bodies that holds us to a high degree of excellence in the academics as well as accountability. And I will mention our tuition rate is about 1/3 of the cost of the other schools that are represented by NASAD. So why REMCAD? Well, small class sizes, studio classes with hands-on instruction to develop your skills of 3D and 2D skills, also your voice and vision. We definitely help students refine their artistic technical skills and their creativity. Incoming students may choose an emphasis in certain programs. Also, our degree sequence is very unique. It allows our students to spend more time on less projects by only taking 2 classes per term and still graduating on time. Another feature are professional practice classes. Definitely set our alumni up to have marketing and communication skills to enter niche industries as well as the job industries that they studied. So student accessibility services are available to help one individual at a time, promoting wellness in our community. Here you see a quote by Paul Tranny, who is a talented graphic designer. He works for Adobe, promoting their software and technology. And he's quoted here on the importance of the hustle, a solid portfolio, and being taught by experts working in the field. Other alumni have worked for Pixar, Google, ESPN, North Face, Apple, and more. And in addition to our studio art classes, REMCAD also features a number of courses spread across the humanities and liberal arts to help with the breadth and depth of critical thinking, the understanding of the world around you, which should all intersect with your creative work. So here you see one of our liberal arts instructors, Crisaso Apache. He's a creative writer. He writes poetry. One of his poems got picked up in the anthology book that it was published in. So if you are debating about studying art and design and you have something to say about social inequality, poverty, food, water security, ongoing wars and conflicts, climate change, coronavirus, just to name a few topics, consider how artists and designers were at the front lines being visual communicators for these, for the new CDC guidelines. Art has the ability to make a profound impact on the society and our culture. Not to mention there are a number of personal benefits going into the arts and creating arts. I just want to highlight your dopamine production increases when you are creative, which means more happy feelings and less anxiety and depression. Sounds like a wonderful coping tool, a healthy coping tool to me. So when you're using resources at the campus, that's going to help you on before you have time to or money to invest in your own tools. Some of these resources are available to the public right now, such as the Visiting Artist and Scholar Designer Program. This is when we have professional artists come in and they conduct artist lectures. Last night, we had Alicia Wormsley, and this is one of her pieces on the billboard there. And there you could see we have other featured artists, and there are upcoming dates too. So if you're someone interested in education and art and design, go ahead and request some information by grabbing this QR code. I'll also put the link that QR code goes into the chat, I mean. Or you could fast track to applying online at remcad.edu. You do not need to pay any fees at this point, and you won't need to submit your portfolio with your initial application. Because at REMCAD, we do require a portfolio for admissions filled with your own original best artwork. And I will say REMCAD recognizes students are in the learning area of their career. And so we're not looking for you to be the expert already. However, within a year of your expected start date, REMCAD does require an admissions interview with your guardian. And this is when we can learn about your artistic aspirations. You can learn about the REMCAD programs, meet your program chair and other resourceful individuals, including the financial aid team, as well as go over tuition costs, housing options. And if it's a good fit, then we'll go ahead and we'll let you know what the portfolio requirements look like. And there are no standardized tests needed. So to get more information, you could join us for the open house. You can meet your program chair there. We have some prizes that will be available. So go ahead to rumcats.edu, RSVP for that open house. And while you're there, you could peruse around, check out the tuition costs in detail, as well as the scholarships that are available. Some are based on portfolio. And would like you guys to connect with us. So there's my email if you want to screen grab this slide as well. You can also follow us on different social media channels. And I want to thank you for your attention. Have a wonderful evening, and I wish you the best of luck on everything.
Thanks, Juliet. Next
Absolutely.
up, we have Texas State University.
Thank you, Jeff. Hi there, my name is Bree Henderson. I am the Regional Manager of Admission for the Central Texas region for Texas State University, but I also serve some other states outside of Texas. So I will go ahead and get started with this presentation. Texas State is currently the 4th largest institution in the state. We were founded in 1899, and we currently have just under 40,000 students. So we are kind of a medium to large school, and we're conveniently located right in the center of Texas, right between Austin and San Antonio. On this slide, you'll see a little bit more about the student that is attending Texas State. So nearly half of our students are the first person in their family to attend college. Over 50% of our students identify as an ethnic minority, and we also have students hailing from all 50 states as well as 74 nations from across the globe. So it's a very diverse place to attend school. Last thing on this slide, 80% of our graduates are continuing their education or are employed just 1 year after graduating. On this slide, you'll see the 8 areas of study that we offer. So we have about 100 majors to choose from, and all of them will be kind of divided up amongst these areas of study. So I won't spend too much time on this. On this slide, very much the meat and potatoes, probably what you came for. So these are our freshman admission standards. Looking at this, if you look at the left-hand side, we're going to be looking for a specific recommended curriculum. So this is 4 years of English, 4 years of math, 4 years of science, 4 years of social science, 3 years of social science, 2 of the foreign language, 1 fine art, 1 PE credit. And then at the very bottom, you'll see a ranking and a test score breakdown. This year for fall of 2021, we did not require test scores because of COVID restrictions and complications. We don't know just yet if for fall 2022, if we will be requiring test scores or not. We hope to find that out soon. But if you are currently a senior, all of these applications would be holistically reviewed. It takes roughly 2 to 4 weeks to get a decision back on your application. So just know that each application is being reviewed by somebody like me. So moving on to how to apply. You can complete your application on Apply Texas or the Coalition for College application. If you are looking at out-of-state schools, as far as not just Texas, I guess, which is probably a lot of you, I would probably stick with Coalition for College. If you're a student that happens to be in Texas that is in this session somehow, I would stick with Apply Texas. Number 2, submit the application essay. While this is optional, I would strongly encourage you to complete the essay topic A. Especially because in the holistic environment that we're in, it gives us a bit of a chance to learn a little bit more about you to see if you're a good fit for Texas State. Number 3, send in your high school transcript or your GED certificate with the scores. Number 4, submit the application fee or the application fee waiver if that fee of $75 poses any challenges to you or your family. Send in any official college transcripts if you took any dual credit classes. And then lastly, if this does apply to you, send in any ACT or SAT scores. These do need to be official, and your admissions counselor can help you with this as well. At the very bottom, you'll see some of our priority dates. So for most of our students that are interested in attending in the fall, you would want to apply by March. And on this slide, this is just a few ways we talk about paying for college and reducing that cost of tuition. So on the left-hand side, you'll see some of our assured scholarships. These are scholarships that are automatically awarded to students that are ranked in the top 35% of their graduating class and that score an SAT of an 1160 or ACT of a 24. Again, these are kind of holistically reviewed this year and hopefully this next coming year, but again, we don't know just yet. On the right-hand side, you'll see some of our competitive scholarships. Now, these aren't automatically awarded. You do have to fill out a separate application to be considered for these. But these can range anywhere from $2,000 to $96,000 over the 4 years. So it definitely behooves you to fill out this application. And then at the bottom, the national scholarships, these are awarded by to National Merit Scholarships or National Hispanic recipients. So we are facilitators of these awards, and you can combine all of these. So if you receive an assured scholarship as well as a competitive scholarship, as well as a national scholarship, all of these can be combined and stacked as well as with federal financial aid. And very, very important for the students in this presentation, if you are not a Texas resident and you earn at least $1,000 in Texas state scholarships, you can receive in-state tuition. So very, very important ways to cut cost there. I did miss on this slide, the application deadline for the scholarships is December 15th. So keep that in mind as you're preparing to apply. And then lastly, if you do have any questions, this is where you can reach us. You can use that QR code there. You can find your specific admissions counselor at that page, or you can give us a call or send us an email to find out who your specific admissions counselor is, and we would be happy to help you. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Bree. Appreciate that very much. Next up, we have the University of Utah with Paul. Go right ahead, Paul.
Okay, hello everyone, and thank you for joining us today. My name is Paul LaPlante, and I'm an admissions counselor with the University of Utah. I do work with all students from the Midwest. I'm located in Salt Lake City, but I have all the territories in all the Midwest states, so I would be your admissions counselor if you're from Illinois and viewing this, and you can please reach out to me after this with any questions. As we get started, just some general information about the University of Utah. We do have two campuses. Our main campus is located in Salt Lake City, Utah, and then we have a second campus in Incheon, South Korea. So if you're interested in studying abroad and have a desire to go to Asia, then our Incheon campus could really be a great option for you. Our undergraduate student population is right around 24,000 students, which makes us kind of on the smaller side of large universities. Even with that relatively large style, we have 17-to-1 student to faculty ratio, and our average class size is 23 students. I know I mentioned that we are located in Salt Lake City, but I do think that our location is really special, and I'd like to share a little bit more of that. So we are just east of downtown Salt Lake City, about 5 to 10 minutes, depending where in downtown you want to get. We also have a robust amount of public transportation in the city of Salt Lake City that all of our students get completely free and total access to, no extra cost at all. So that is what we have west of campus. And then on the east side of campus, we have the beautiful Wasatch Mountains. My background here is kind of an aerial view, so you can see the mountain range in the summer. And then I have this awesome picture of someone skiing in the winter. So the Wasatch Mountains are awesome. And the reason for that is there's 7 world-class ski resorts less than an hour away from campus. Places like Deer Valley, Park City Mountain, Alta, Snowbird, some of the best skiing in the world is right in our backyard. And if maybe skiing and snowboarding isn't your thing, a lot of our students also utilize these beautiful Wasatch Mountains for rock climbing, hiking, all different types of activities to go and to get into nature. And then expanding just a little bit further into the whole state of Utah, we do have 5 national parks in the state of Utah. And this is something that our students tend to enjoy on a weekend trip. So it's definitely not uncommon for students to go and have a weekend trip, maybe down to Moab, where Arches National Park, which is what I have pictured here, is. And that's about a 3.5 to 4 hour drive from campus. Focusing a little bit more on the academics now, at the University of Utah, we have 18 different colleges that have over 150 different academic programs. Obviously, I won't be able to share information about all of those in this 6-minute presentation, but there are 2 that I would like to touch on. And the first is the David Eccles School of Business. At the David Eccles School of Business, there are 9 different undergraduate majors, all of which you can see on the right side of the screen here. And we also have the University Venture Fund. This is the world's largest independently managed investment fund that is run entirely by students. So we have a group of students on campus who are making investment decisions on this over $700,000 portfolio, and they're answering to a few investors in return. So if you're interested in getting involved in the stock market, you can get some hands-on experience while you're still an undergrad. And speaking of hands-on experience, at the College of Engineering, cutting edge research is the name of the game. So again, we have a variety of different majors in our College of Engineering. Those are listed this time on the left side. But what else you should know about the College of Engineering is that we have 26 different research centers, a freshman engineering scholars program, and a variety of other research opportunities. And one of the great research projects that's been going on campus is the Luke arm. So that's what we have pictured here, and it's named after Luke Skywalker. The Luke arm is a prosthetic arm that can both move and feel and is being worked on campus right now. At the University of Utah, if you guys are coming from the Midwest, from Illinois, I realize that you're probably looking for a little bit of a new home away from home. So that's what I'd like to talk about now. We do not have a housing requirement at the U, but I do recommend that students live on campus. We do have a brand new residence hall that just opened last fall. So the students living there now are the first students to ever live there. That's called CalArt Village, and it really is super awesome. And I should note that our oldest residence hall on campus was built in 2002 when Salt Lake City was the host of the Winter Olympics, where winter athletes stayed. Now for a little bit of information about our freshman admissions. We are currently test optional for this application cycle and the next. So any juniors in here, we will be test optional for you as well. We do utilize a holistic review process. So please give us as much information as possible on your application, list any activities. And there's a spot where we have a chance for students to give additional information. If there's anything that you would like to share with us, you can go ahead and do so there. A few dates and deadlines. This application cycle, our early action 1 was December 1st, and our early action 2 was February 1st. All students who applied by our early action 2, February 1st, automatically qualified for all merit-based scholarships. We do not have those dates announced quite yet for our next admission cycle, but we are working on deciding those right now. Really quick, I would like to talk about our costs. You can see our in-state cost. The total for 1 year of tuition, fees, room and board is right around $21,000. And the out-of-state cost is right around $42,000. The reason that I'm pointing this out is because the University of Utah really encourages its out-of-state students to apply for Utah residency and to go ahead and earn that in-state tuition, about a $21,000 annual savings every year. So the way that you do that is you have to do 3 things. Be physically present in Utah for 12 continuous months. So you'll come to campus and you'll have to stay here through the summer. And then if you do so by the start of your sophomore year, you can be paying in-state tuition. So that's the first step. The other 2 are prove financial independence. All this means is your parents can't claim you on their taxes. And then the last is to establish a ties to the state of Utah, which usually just looks like getting a Utah driver's license or registering to vote in the state of Utah. So if you do those 3 things, you can save $20,000 as soon as your sophomore year and continue to pay that in-state rate for the rest of your time. And really quick here, I see Jeff just popped up, a little bit more about affordability. If you apply for admissions by our early action 2 deadline, you'll automatically apply for all merit and need-based scholarships. Last year, we gave out $98 million in scholarships. So there's a ton of money to go around for all of our students, and please apply. That's the best way to know if you qualify for scholarships. Here's my contact information. I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing my screen and allow the next group to go.
Thanks, Paul. Appreciate that very much. The last presentation this evening is University of Colorado Boulder. Heather, sorry to interrupt you. We cannot hear you. No.
No.
No. Yes, Kit.
Oh, sorry. You can hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. I am so sorry. That was really bizarre. My name is Heather Moser. I don't know how much y'all heard, but I will just kind of dive right in and then also provide my contact information at the end. I'm here to talk to you about University of Colorado Boulder. We are located in Boulder, Colorado. So we are right also at the base of the Rocky Mountains, which you can see right here on this beautiful photo that we have. We are about 30 minutes from Denver and then about 45 minutes from the Denver International Airport. We are a large public state institution with about 34,500 students total, but about 29,500 of those are going to be our undergraduate students. We are Division I and also part of the Pac-12 conference. We are considered to also be the #1 college town in America, which can provide you with a lot to do around the Boulder area, like Pearl Street Mall for really cool restaurants and shops. There's hiking and skiing, even less than 30 minutes away as well. So there's just a lot of really great things to do on campus and in the Boulder area as well. We do have one faculty member to every 18 students. So this really does give you an opportunity to get to know your faculty during office hours or after class. Additionally, 85% of our classes do have fewer than 50 students, and then 50% of our classes are 25 students or less. So even though you are looking at a larger university, you still do get some of those smaller class sizes, especially as you get further on into your major. There's a lot of different courses that are available to you in several different fields of study and majors, which I'll certainly talk about as well. We as a university welcome innovation, so we do really support this culture by providing you opportunities to do so, like undergraduate research. We have a lot of different labs and facilities in which you're able to do this. You might be a student who wants to get involved in our undergraduate research opportunities program, which offers funding to students that do want to do their own research or work alongside a faculty member as well. I already mentioned that we are the #1 college town in America, but in addition to that, we're also considered to be the happiest and the healthiest. And really, I just feel like that is something that is nice when you're considering the place in which you are considering going to school. Just knowing that our student body tends to be very active and definitely enjoys the outdoors and being involved with everything that has to offer. Talking a little bit about academics. So we've got a lot of different majors and minors in which you can choose from, as well as concurrent degree programs and certificates. We really want you to be able to customize your experience and education in that way. So we do encourage you to undergo cross-disciplinary study and ultimately, create an education experience that is best for you. With that said, here are the different colleges and programs that we have to offer. There are 7 distinct programs and colleges. We certainly don't have time to go through all of them today, but embedded within each of these colleges are several different majors that you can explore. So definitely, if this sparks your interest, look into that a little bit more, or always reach out to me and we can chat through the different options that we have. I would say among these, probably the most common or popular are going to be engineering and business, and then also environmental studies tends to be something that students are drawn to, as well as our biology program. We also have an undecided option. So if you're a student who doesn't really know what you want to major in, or maybe you kind of know what you want to do as a career, but you're not quite sure how to get there, we do have this option for you as a student, which will provide you with exceptional advising that can help you kind of figure out that career exploration and so on. So this is a great option for you if you are undecided. Let's discuss a little bit more on housing and dining. So really for us, we want our residence halls to be more of a place, more than just a place where you live and eat, but we really want it to provide you with that opportunity to feel a little bit more like home, a little bit more of a community, and then also help meet your academic goals. So we've got a lot of different options in terms of where you can live, but also 3 different types of experiences in which you can undergo. So we do have residential academic programs, which allow you to live with students that are in the same major or academic area of interest as you. You'll live with these students, you'll be able to take classes in your residence hall, as well as have study sessions. PAs will come to you when it comes to those study sessions and so on. So definitely a great experience to have. We also have living and learning communities, which are similar, but a little bit different in that students are able to live with students who have more of an interest base. So an example of that is music, gaming, being active. So kind of like a hiking group as well. And then the traditional residential experience is another great option too, where you just would live in a residential community and then be able to experience what that has to offer as well. Talked a lot about, just Colorado and the things that are offered to you. We have here just a lot of examples of that. Chautauqua Park is a great place to go hiking. This is also a creek path around campus. And this is also when I tell you that we're a super bikeable campus as well. So certainly don't hesitate to bring your bike if that's something you're interested in. We also have great public transportation around both the university, around the city of Boulder, and then also shuttles that go to Denver as well as the airport too. So that's a great thing for our undergraduate students. Barron Field is where our football team plays. And again, we are Division I in terms of athletics. So that can certainly be a really cool experience for students to have as, in terms of student life. Just again, you're going to have plenty of opportunities to get involved. Really quickly, just the 2 deadlines that we do offer in terms of your application is going to be early action and then regular decision. Like, many folks on here, we don't quite know whether or not we're going to be test optional, but we certainly are hopeful. And then also deadlines may change as well. So definitely stay up to date, check the website for any updates. And then of course, we have a lot of great virtual visit opportunities available to you, and then my contact information. So I will also go ahead and put this in the chat. Thank you so much. And I am super sorry that my volume was not working in the beginning.
Don't worry about it, Heather. Thank you so much. So before we wrap up this evening, I wanted to invite all the panelists back on camera here. And I had asked them ahead of time that this evening I was going to ask them to wrap us up by giving us, their favorite event or tradition on their campus. So with that, we will go in order. Miss Jessica, take us away. What is your thoughts about ASU?
Yeah, so it actually started from back in the 1930s. Students hike up Mount A to paint the covered letter, indicating the beginning of another school year. So they do paint that as a different color. That's one of my favorite traditions. Second one would be Game Day Inferno. It's exciting. It's school spirit. It's everything you think of in Pac-12 experience. So just Game Day Inferno is probably my second favorite tradition. So those are my two.
Very fun, very fun. And then Alex, what about the University of Colorado, Denver?
Yeah, so I would say, so personally, one of my favorites is kind of like what I mentioned with students kind of making changes at CU Denver. So they actually invented our mascot, Milo. So about 8 years ago, we didn't have a mascot. So students were like, we want a mascot. So they picked him to be the Lynx. They picked his name to be Milo. So every February, we should celebrate Milo's birthday. And it always, like, the campus goes all out. There's like a 5K run. They do just like, there's tons of like bounce houses. And it's just like this huge event to celebrate Milo's birthday. And it's always just a lot of fun on campus. There's tons of free food, which students always love. So I think that's probably my favorite tradition, because I normally will sneak out and get free food too. So it's great. So it's always a fun time.
Very fun, very fun. And then Juliet, what about what's the nickname again?
REMCAD.
REMCAD, excuse me, REMCAD, please, ma'am.
Yeah, there's an E in the pronunciation. So, and you could call me Julietta, other people do too.
Yes, thank you for the grace.
So REMCAD does not have a mascot either, similar to Alexandra's story. But we do have 2 cats that live on the campus, and we've had a family of cats throughout the lineage of years that we've been there, and a lot of students do artwork about them, take photos, make prints and paintings about them and their little friends. But one of my favorite events is during the summer. We have a summer barbecue, and so it's a small school, and so it's the student life puts it on. The student ambassadors are the ones that are behind the grill, and there's a variety of food, including vegan and vegetarian options. And it's just really nice every single Thursday to know your lunch is taken care of, and you're going to be able to go out there and say hello to the students, the administrators, staff, faculty, etc. So real family environment.
Very fun. Bree, what about Texas State, excuse me.
Ooh, careful.
I know I'm going to get shot here.
My favorite.
The wheels are coming off the bus.
It's okay. My favorite tradition at Texas State is when students graduate, they jump in the river that we have right in the middle of campus. So in their graduation regalia and everything, they jump right in the river to signify their accomplishment. So that is my most favorite.
Very fun. Paul, what about Utah?
Yeah, good question. So I would say that my favorite tradition that we have on campus is also sports related, and that would be our 3rd down jump. So that's when an opposing offense has a 3rd down they're trying to convert, and our defense is trying to get a stop. The whole student section jumps up and down and goes absolutely crazy to try to distract the opposing team. And they jump so hard that it actually registers as a small earthquake on a seismograph that we have in our geology building just down campus.
Very fun. And then Miss Heather, wrap us up.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear
Yes,
you.
okay, good. So we, like many others, mine's also sports related. So we have at all of our home football games, our mascot, Ralphie, our buffalo, she's not little, I almost said our little buffalo. She runs out onto the field with the crew that runs out with her, both at the beginning of the game and then at halftime as well. So it's super fun, gets the students really riled up and excited. It's just a really cool event. I know a lot of non-sports fans go just for that. So a lot of fun.
Very fun. Well, to all the panelists, thank you for your time tonight. It's been invaluable for our attendees. To all the attendees, thank you so much for your attention tonight. Certainly hope you've learned a few things. Feel free to participate in additional sessions tomorrow. And if you have any questions, you obviously have the contact information of all the universities. On behalf of StriveScan, thank you for visiting with us this evening. Everybody have a great rest of your night and certainly stay safe. Bye-bye.